Hi there. In this video tutorial, I will show you how to handle positional parameters. In one of my previous tutorials, I already shown you how to handle command line arguments. So this is just something an add-on to that topic. Let's see. Let's suppose we are getting multiple arguments or values passed to our script and we want to handle each of them. It could be any task. So how we access each argument? I've shown you that echo dollar star or echo dollar at the rate of will give you all the parameters, all the arguments passed to your script. Let's save and quit and execute this script. We passed nothing, no argument. I'm passing 6 values this time. So you see, dollar star or dollar at, I can use any of them or both of them as I wish to in my script, and they will give me all the parameters passed to my script. In this case, these 6 values have been passed to the script, and with the help of echo statement or echo command, I am printing out those values which are stored in the system or environment variable or the global variable star and at the rate of symbols. And with the help of the dollar symbol, we are actually referring to those values stored in the variables. So dollar star or dollar at you can use. And I have shown you that $1 refers to the first item, $2 refers to the second item, and so on. So in case we don't know how many items are being passed to our script and we want to process each one of them one by one, how to do that? So let's edit the script. So let's edit the script and see how we can do that. Just to recall, the first item is $1. The second item is $2. And you should be able to recall that $0 always refers to your script name itself. So you see $0 has been pressed with the script name here, the way we called it, with the notation dot / and the script name. And you see $1 has been replaced with the first value, which is 1. You see the 1 number being printed out, or the digit 1 being printed out, and the $2 has been replaced with the value 2, or the number or the digit 2. And if I don't know how many parameters are being passed to this script and I want to access each one of them, how to do that? Even though I can use $# to get that value or count as to how many parameters have been passed to my script. You see 5 here. So $# gives me that count. Let's use $1 to always refer to the next value. And how we can do that? We will write a separate script. We are going to use the shift command. In my previous tutorials, I have also shown you how to use various loops such as for loop, while loop, until loop. So let's use any one of them for this exercise, because we may get 0 parameter passed to our script, or 1 parameter, or more than 1. So let's use for. A variable name, I'm not using the shift command in this example. Let's save and quit. No output because we passed no values. Let's print the source file. You see the in operator along with the for command expects a list, and $* has that list. It has the list that has all the items on it. So it is being replaced with the actual values. Let's see it in the debug mode, how it works. So you see the statement, the command or the statement or the loop for param in $. The next line is, or the next command is echo next item is $param. Next item is $1 because $param has been replaced with the first value or the first item, which is the digit 1 in its first iteration of the for loop. Because there are 4 items, so 4 iterations will be carried out, or 4 times the echo command will be executed, and each time it will get the next item or the next value in the list. So in total, you see the echo command is being executed 4 times, and the last item or the last value is the digit 4 or the value 4. Now let's use some other parameter handling technique. As we know, $hash gives me the total count of the parameters passed to our script, and I am checking do whatever I am asking it to do between the do and the done statements. That is, execute whatever commands I specify in this block as long as the total count returned by the $hash is greater than 0. So how we decrease that count? Because it will always, otherwise it will always remain, let's say, a positive value, maybe 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, whatever, or 50. So we will use the shift operator or the shift command, and we will use $1 to refer to the first item, but as we know, $1 will always point to the first item. So how we get it to point to the next item? Let's use the shift command here. Let's just run this script. I'll explain shortly how it works. No output because we passed nothing. So you see, my while loop was not executed. That is to say, the entire block was skipped. I'm passing 6 values or 6 items or arguments or parameters to my script this time. Let's first look at the condition. $s greater than 0. Is this true or false? You see total items in the list 6. So the dollar hash must be returning a value which is greater than 0. In this particular scenario, it is 6, which is greater than 0. And so the condition returns a true value. That's why the statements between the do and the done are being executed. And we have 4 statements here, 3 echo commands and then the shift. So what happens in the first round? This statement or echo command is printed out. Total items in the list 6, which is correct because we gave the script 6 values or 6 arguments. Each value or argument separated by a space. The next echo statement is pointing to the first item or the first parameter, and $1 exactly does that thing. So the first item is A, and we see the output here. Here we are printing out a line, as you can see here, and this shift command is discarding the current value being referred to by the $1 variable. So the next value, which is B in this case, becomes the first value, and we access it by using the $1 positional parameter again. So every time we call the shift command, it discards the value being pointed to by the positional parameter $1. The value that is returned by the $hash is decreased every time, and we see that from 6 it becomes 5, then 4, then 3, and then 2, and then 1, and finally it becomes 0, because when it becomes 1 we already access the last item in the list. The shift command is again called after already printing out the last item here. So whatever is being held in the positional parameter $1 is discarded. Now no further value is left. So $1 will point to nothing, or 0 value or null string. And so $hash becomes 0, or it returns 0 count. The condition here becomes 0 greater than 0, which is false, and so this entire block is skipped. The control goes past the done statement, as there is no more code or no other command in our script. Our script simply exits at this point. Let's run this in the debug mode this time. You see 0 greater than 0, which is false, and so our script exits. Now let's give it a few values. Let's go a bit up. You see the condition is now 6 greater than 0, which is true. Because we are asking our script to run a set of commands or a block given inside the do and the done statements for as many times as there are values in the list. 6 is greater than 0, it's true, so our echo command is getting executed and the value is also getting printed out. In the next run, after the shift command has been executed, $1 points to the next value, which becomes its value or positional parameter. Now total count is 5, which is greater than 0, and it is returning a true value, and so the block gets executed again, and so until we get 0 greater than 0. And we know what happens when we see that statement 0 greater than 0 here. Our script exits. So you can use shift command to shift the values of the positional parameters, and you can always use $1 to point to the first parameter or the first value passed to your script. With the help of the shift command and the while loop, you can walk through each value passed to your script. You can process each item. Alternately, you can use the for loop I have shown you in this video tutorial. It's a matter of your choice which method you choose. In most cases, you may be happy with the for loop we just saw, or you would like to use the shift command to process each positional parameter. It all depends upon your script's requirements, as you can use the until loop also instead of the while loop, and you can use some other method also. We will discover or we will explore more methods as we progress, as we write more scripts, as we see more examples. In this session, I have shown you how to use the for loop, how to use the while loop, how to use the shift command, and how to handle the positional parameters. Most of the steps we have seen in my previous tutorials. So this script combines some of them, including the new command, which is shift, that I have introduced to you in this session. That's all for this session. Thank you for watching.